In a small village nestled between two great rivers, there lived a young girl named Amaka. She was a bright and curious 27-year-old with a heart full of love. Amaka, a dark-skinned Igbo girl with a bright smile, caught the eye of every young man in Ngala village. Amaka's close friends, Nneka, Adaobi, and Olanna, often teased her for holding every man in their village on a chokehold with her beauty and charming smile. They admired her beauty and wished they could attract the same attention from men as Amaka effortlessly did. Amaka's life was simple yet fulfilling until one day, in one of her trips to the river to get water from her mother, she met a charming young man who she hadn't set her eyes on before now. She immediately felt her heart race and her face light up. She blushed, yet maintained a straight face. "He must not see me smiling at him," she muttered, as she continued fetching water from the river. On the other side of the river stood a young, tall, dark, and handsome 30-year-old man with a strong jawline and a piercing brown eyes. His name was Ejike, and he was from Amiibo village, a neighboring village to Ngala. Ejike lived all his life in his maternal home until his grandmother passed away, and he decided to return to his father's land to live with his mother, Norma, and established there as a successful fisherman. Ejike immediately fell in love with Amaka the moment he set his eyes on her. It was love at first sight, as she was the perfect description of what Ejike called a virtuous woman. Days turned to weeks and weeks to months, and their love blossomed. Amaka and Ejike come from two different villages who have a history of long-standing rivalry before their great-grandparents were born. This rivalry led to a decree which ensured that both villages are not allowed to trespass to the other. There was also a decree that both villages can never be involved in any sort of business transactions, and no one was allowed to marry from the other. Despite knowing this, Amaka and Ejike were secretly meeting by the river. They would plan to meet each other at the river border every Eke, Nkwo, and Afo market days. They would hold hands, and looking into each other's eyes, they would watch the sunset before bidding each other goodbye and heading back home. They enjoyed each other's company so much that they knew they were destined to be together. Amaka excitedly called her friends to her hut one evening to tell them about her secret affair with Ejike. They were all so happy for her. While everyone was laughing and excited about the news, Adaobi, looking confused, said, "Wait, I thought we are forbidden from having anything to do with the people of Amiibo village. Amaka, you know this is a taboo, and your relationship with Ejike will not work." Amaka replied, "Yes, my friend. I know that Amiibo and Ngala village are sworn enemies, but I really love Ejike, and I know the gods will approve of our union." Amaka's father, Chief Okoro, was a very stubborn man who would never approve of their love. He had a thick beard and a firm gaze that commanded respect. Everyone in Ngala feared him. One day, Chief Okoro, with a firm expression, called out to his daughter, "Chima Amaka!" Amaka hurriedly ran into the room in fear and curiosity, as her father rarely called out her name in full, except there was a problem. "How many times have I told you to stop seeing that boy? He would never be welcome into this village, let alone my home." Amaka, standing in front of her father in tears and trembling, said to him, "Nnam, Ejike is a good man, and I love him. He is the one my heart yearns for. Please give him a chance to prove himself to you and our community." Chief Okoro got more furious. He was disappointed that his only daughter, who was the pride of Ngala village, has decided to bring shame to his family by finding love in a forbidden village. Ejike's mother, Norma, was a kind-hearted woman who saw the love between the two lovers. She had a warm smile and a gentle touch. One evening, Unoma was in the kitchen cooking dinner when Ejike walked in and said, "Nnem, I have something to tell you. I have seen the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with, and I am so excited to present her to you. But there is a problem." Unoma immediately stopped what she was doing and turned to Ejike. "Problem? What could be the issue? I have noticed how happy and cheerful you have been this past months, and I knew it had to be because of a woman." Ejike smiled and replied, "Yes, Nnem, it is because of Amaka. She is the woman my heart yearns for, but she is from Ngala village, and you know what that means." Ejike's mother knew of the long-standing rivalry between both villages, but was more concerned about her son's happiness and was willing to support him even if he insisted on marrying Amaka. Ejike's mother decided to embark on a journey to Ngala's village to see Chief Okoro, Amaka's father, and intercede on behalf of the lovebirds and make him see reasons why he should allow his daughter be with the one she loves. Chief Okoro angrily asked Unoma to take her cursed self out of his home. Unoma, feeling embarrassed, walked away and headed back to Amiibu. She decided not to tell her son about her visit to Ngala village. After several months of pleading with Chief Okoro, Amaka and Ejike decided to run away together to a place where their love would be uninterrupted and endless. Amaka and Ejike waited until it was dark, and then they packed their bags and took off when no one was watching. Amaka knew her father would feel so disappointed and upset, but she was willing to do anything to be with the one she loves. They traveled through the dense forest, crossing rivers and climbing hills until they reached a beautiful waterfall. It was a breathtaking waterfall with lush greenery surrounding it. In this moment, Ejike turned to Amaka and said, "Nnem, from the first day I set my eyes on you, I knew the universe has divinely arranged our meeting." Amaka replied, "Obim, you are making me shy and blush at the same time. I love you and I'm willing to go to the far ends of the earth with you." Ejike responded, "I love you more, Nkem, and I cannot wait to marry you with or without our family's consent." They both hugged each other and smiled. Behind the waterfall, they found a hidden cave, and inside the cave was a wise man named Nnanyofo. He had a long white beard and piercing blue eyes. Nnanyofo was sitting in a dimly lit cave, surrounded by ancient architects with a warm smile and a twinkle in his eyes when Amaka and Ejike walked in looking terrified and wondering if someone lived in such a place. Nnanyofo welcomed them, offered them food as he noticed they had come from a faraway place, and asked them what they were doing in such a deserted place. After carefully listening to Amaka and Ejike's story, Nnanyofo told them of the story of the river and how it had once united their villages, but now divided them. He said their love could be the key to restoring peace between Amiibo and Ngala village. Nnanyofo told Amaka and Ejike to take a walk with him as he continued the story. They both listened intensely with a look of wonder on their faces. They both stared at each other, wondering if everything Nnanyofo said is true, and how their love could be the key to restoring peace and unity between both villages. After their walk, Nnanyofo opted to go with them to make their journey easier and also to help solve this mystery. With the newfound determination, Amaka, Ejike and Nnanyofo embarked on a journey the next day to return to their village, to convince their family and both villages to put aside their differences. When they arrived in Ngala village, the villagers saw them and immediately started whispering to each other. They knew Amaka had run away with a stranger and that her father had been looking for her for days, only for her to appear with two strangers. Amaka didn't look scared at all. As a matter of fact, she looked very confident as she was holding Ejike's hands while walking straight to her father. The villagers gathered around them to hear what she had to say. Chief Okoro and Nneoma were shocked to see their children standing together, united in their love with a mix of surprise and concern on their faces. While Nneoma was very happy to see her son Ejike, Chief Okoro was steaming in anger. "So you have finally decided to return, eh? Go back to wherever you are coming from and never return, because you ceased to be my daughter the day you ran away with this stranger." Amaka and Ejike told their families about Nnanyofo's wisdom and the power of their love to bring back both villages and to reunite them in peace and harmony. Nnanyofo started speaking to the whole village about the root cause of the issue and how it was time for a new dispensation where peace and harmony would reign, and the gods have decided to use Amaka and Ejike to make this love possible. The villagers surprisingly nodded in approval, as everyone was tired of the rift that had denied them of many business opportunities and marriages between both villages. Slowly, the villagers began to see sense in Amaka and Ejike's words, and the two villages started to come together. Chief Okoro gradually warmed up to the revelation and gave his approval for Ejike to seek his daughter's hand in marriage. This made Amaka and Ejike so happy as they hugged each other with so much smile and relief. The villagers from both sides gathered together and threw a reconciliation feast to celebrate the reunion of both villages. Everyone in the village, both young and old, were excited about preparing for the feast. They decorated the streets with colorful fabrics and set up food stalls. They shared foods, drinks, and danced, and even told stories of the origin of both villages, with Amaka and Ejike in the center, smiling. The river, once a symbol of division, became a symbol of unity, and Amaka and Ejike's love became a beacon of hope. Amaka and Ejike decided to revisit the river where their love began. The river flowing peacefully with Amaka and Ejike standing on its banks, holding hands and looking out at the united village. Amaka and Ejike were crowned the king and queen of the festival as they danced together under the stars. Few weeks later, Amaka and Ejike got married in the presence of both villages. It was such a beautiful sight to behold. It was not just a traditional marriage, but a traditional marriage between two villages after many decades of endless rivalry. They both wore beautiful attire, and Amaka was adorned with beautiful jewelries, both seen dancing in the center of the village, surrounded by cheerful villagers and twinkling lights. And both villages lived in peace and harmony from that day on. Few weeks after their traditional marriage, Amaka found out that she was pregnant and couldn't contain her joy. She shared the good news with Ejike, and they both danced with so much joy, thanking the gods for blessing them with the fruit of the womb in such a short time. Amaka watched her baby grow inside of her, and 9 months later, she gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Ejike and Amaka decided to name her Udokamma, which means peace is better than war. Udokamma's birth was a proof that love conquers all. Amaka and Ejike lived happily ever after. Their love grew stronger with each passing day, and their family grew in size and might, as it was stamped in the footprint of history that Amaka and Ejike's love restored peace to both villages. This story teaches that love knows no bound, and it can be found in the least expected places. It also teaches peace, love, unity with all men, irrespective of family, religion, tradition, and ancestral differences. Let love lead. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please kindly subscribe, like, and share with your loved ones. Please tell me in the comments what you enjoyed the most about the story and what you learnt. Now to the question of the day. If you were Amaka, would you run away with a stranger despite knowing that you may be disowned by your father? Share your thoughts in the comment section. And until next time, bye.